Hey class, today we're going to read chapter 2 of Horrible Harry Moves Up to 3rd grade. Now remember in chapter 1 that we read on Friday, Harry and Doug went to school for their first day of 3rd grade and they were very confused. Now take a moment to try to remember why they were so confused. Well, if you remember correctly, everything was different and they had no idea why. But then they realized that the reason that everything was different was because they moved up upstairs in 3rd grade. So all of the teachers were different upstairs. And now Milliken does not have an upstairs, but some schools do. So they didn't realize that their 3rd grade classroom was upstairs. And also some teachers retired. So that was a change for them too. All right, so this chapter is called 2 Things in 3rd Grade That Didn't Change. The first thing I did when I sat down was look out the window. Everything looked so different from the 2nd floor. Last year, I could see the school dumpster, lawns, and cars on the street. Now there were just clouds in the sky. "Look!" Harry blurted out from across the room. "There goes Lifestar, the helicopter. I bet it's taking a bloody person to the hospital." Mary made a face. "I was hoping you might change over the summer, Harry, but you haven't," she groaned. "Ugh, you're still gross." I smiled. At last, or at least that was one thing I could count on. So remember that the person narrating this story is Doug, okay, Harry's friend. So that's very important because Harry is not telling the story. The person that tells the story is the person that's narrating. And right now, Doug is narrating this story. So Doug is happy that at least one thing that didn't change was the fact that Harry always made gross jokes. Ida raised her hand. "Where's the monitor chart, Miss Mackle?" "Up here, in cursive," she said, pointing to the front bulletin board. It looked like Greek to me. I tried reading it, and here is what was on the board. Some of you might have learned cursive in 2nd grade, and if you haven't, then we're going to do a little bit of practice later on in the year for 3rd grade. So this says, her cursive says 3rd grade employment, and it's kind of like classroom jobs. So we have the class leader, the zookeeper, custodian, equipment manager, those kind of things. I couldn't even read the job I had. The rest of the kids' names were in the envelope on the bottom. I couldn't read the words on that either. Temporarily unemployed, which means that they didn't have a job at that point. "Welcome to 3rd grade, boys and girls," Miss Mackle said. "I am so excited that we looped. Here we are for a 2nd year together. I hope you all got my postcard asking you to bring a summer memento to class." Everyone nodded. Even Harry. Harry did his homework? Now I knew I was on another planet. Before we have our morning conversation about our summer, let's have our class leader start the pledge. Harry and Sydney each carried a small flag to the front of the room. I knew why Miss Mackle put them together. They have a tough time getting along. Sydney does something stupid, and then Harry gets revenge. I wondered if that would change too. After the pledge and the Star-Spangled Banner, we all sat down at our desks. "Now," Miss Mackle said, "let's share our summer experiences. Song Lee, will you begin?" Here's a picture of them holding up their flags. Song Lee opened the brown bag on her lap. Everyone leaned forward to see what was inside. "My aunt visited us from Korea. When we took a walk, I found this." We watched Song Lee hold up a jar that had something golden inside. It looked like an egg wrapped in silk. Aunt Sung Yi and I found this under a fence post. It is a spider egg sac. In the spring, it will hatch into many spiders, just like Charlotte's magnum opus. Miss Mackle sighed. Ooh. I could tell the teacher loved Song Li's memento. She put her hand over her heart. Can I go next? Sydney blurted out. I've got a memento too. Now, in case you're wondering what a memento is like something special to you that happened over the summer. So for me, a special memento would be perhaps my maybe a postcard that I got when I went to Colorado over the summer. So it's just something special to you that reminds you of something you did last summer. So that's what the kids are doing now. Memento, Mary corrected. No, you can't go next. I have a question for Song Li. What did you put on top of your jar? Song Li giggled. Aunt Sung Yi's pantyhose. We cut up an old pair. Here's a picture of Song Li showing their memento. When everyone laughed, I thought of Song Li. She spoke English so well now, so she must have been from Korea, which is a different country, which is Asia. And they don't speak English there, so he's just saying that this girl is learning English very well. Can we keep the egg sack in the classroom? Dexter asked. Yes, Song Li replied. After we watched her set the jar gently down on the science table, we raised our hands again. Go ahead, Sydney, Miss Mackle said. Finally, Sydney groaned. Then he started unwrapping something in aluminum foil. My stepdad and I did a lot of barbecuing this summer, so I brought this as a souvenir. We watched Sydney hold up a burnt hot dog. It got left on the grill. Sydney cackled. A lot of people laughed, but Harry and I didn't. We thought it was dumb. Who would bring something to class like that? Sydney Lefeur. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I went next. I brought rocks, I said. I got them at the old Newgate Prison and Copper Mine in East Granby. They're real copper. And this is an old Granby copper coin. When I held the stuff up, everyone oohed and ahed. Gee, Doug, Miss Mackle said, writing something down on her clipboard. That would be a great place to visit since we're studying rocks and science. Maybe I could arrange a class field trip to that mine. Yeah, everyone said. Oh boy, I thought secretly. That's what I get for leaving one small part out of my story. I never went down into that mine. I was too chicken. 2 days before my family went to the old Newgate Prison and Copper Mine, Harry and I had watched the movie Tom Sawyer. It was great, except for one awful part where Tom and Becky get lost in the mine, and Injun Joe falls down into the hole in a cave. I made up my mind then. I would never go underground. Please, I prayed, don't let us go on a class field trip to that mine. Okay, Harry said, my turn. And he held up a picture of himself in that scary elevator ride, the drop of doom at Mountainside Park. I wasn't afraid at all, he bragged. It was a piece of cake. That made Song Li and me roll our eyes. We knew better. Sydney cracked up. Yeah, tell me more, old Yeller. Tell the truth. Tell him how you had a huge case of the heebie-jeebies. When Harry held up a fist, I knew what he was thinking. Revenge. That was the second thing that didn't change in third grade. I was just worried about what Harry might do. So there's a picture of Sydney, who's a boy, by the way, making fun of Harry because Harry said he wasn't scared to ride the Drop of Doom at the Mountainside Park, which is probably just an amusement park, very similar to like a Six Flags. And Harry said he wasn't scared at all. And then Sydney said, oh, yeah, right. Tell us the truth. You were probably scared. And then Harry held up a fist. Okay, so that would be Harry. And this would be Sydney. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 2. Basically, in this chapter, we just got to see some of the kids' mementos from their summer and hear about kind of the fun things they did. I want you to think about what a summer memento would be for you. For me, like I said, it would be a postcard of going to Colorado with my family in June. And I have a little postcard, and that's probably what I would bring to my class if I was Harry. What would you bring? So I want you to think about that. And I can't wait until we read chapter 3 tomorrow. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.